I just wonder how we reflect on that, Clinton. What do you make of that as an occasional Spurs enthusiast?
Brilliant performance. Not really. Huge credit must go to Tamworth. Tamworth, I think, would have, if they got them to penalties, it might have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
They were fantastic. They even had chances. It's not like they just sat in. They made a good game of it. And yeah, Tottenham, it looks convincingly 3-0, but it wasn't convincing. At the end of the day, I think huge credit must go to Tamworth. Do you think Ange's bothered? All he cares about in the next round of in the hat for the next round of the draw.
And he said he wins everything on his second year, innit?
That's what I said. He said he wins. And then they got a big game against Arsenal this week. So that's why he's thinking he put that to the side now. It might have been difficult. I don't think they would have wanted the extra time. The lads will tell you, playing on that 3 or 4G pitch, if you've got bad knees and ankles, that's not the right surface for it.
Well, it's a good point, Jay, as well, bringing on to the 3G pitch. But do you think having to resort to your big stars off the bench, is that a concern ahead of the North London derby?
Yeah, I think it is a concern because ultimately you'd like to see the players that have been rotated come in and take care of that game. I mean, they're Premier League players. They should be able to do that. But like I said before, the game started. If you don't apply yourself well and you don't take the chances when you get them, Tamworth, they keep believing. And then, the deeper the game gets, the more belief like Tamworth got. And it was a really difficult game for Tottenham in the end. But, they're through to the next round. They got a big game on Wednesday. Like, Arsenal have got some injuries now as well. So that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to be a brilliant North London derby. Dean, what's your reflections on that if you're Spurs? Because you've got the win on Liverpool.
It is embarrassing. You should be a bit embarrassed if you're Premier League players.
Tell him what you really think.
No, it's true. You would feel a little bit embarrassed with that performance and not being able to win in 90 minutes. It's not what the manager wants. He's then having to bring players on. You're playing more than you should on a surface you don't really want to, with a massive game in midweek. The main thing is you're through, of course it is. Massive credit to Tamworth because they're always going to make it difficult with Tonks' long throw, and they played incredibly well and were a genuine threat. But it's not really what you want if you're a Tottenham fan, or certainly the manager would have wanted it done properly.
Is consistency still an issue? Because you had the great performance against Liverpool, but 7 shots against a side that's 16th in the National League.
Well, that's why Tottenham fans get frustrated. It's up. You raise your game against Man City and you have some big performance, and then you lose games, and that's why they're too up and down at the moment. And I think that's why the fans they get frustrated with consistency. I'm not listening to Jay because he's an Arsenal fan. He's trying to wind me up here. I will speak to him on Thursday after they played each other, and then we'll have a chat then.
No, do you know what I was going to say, though? Do you remember in the Cup the other day when Arsenal played and they brought Saka off the bench?
Yeah.
And then on the weekend, he's injured himself and now he's out for a few months. That's the last thing you want to do, is bring your top players off the bench when they're sitting down there for like 100-odd minutes, and then you have to bring them off the bench to come and win the game. It's not ideal. And if they did get injuries, that's more injuries that Tottenham have got. So thankfully there was no injuries and they got through in the end.
And Dean, I suppose it's why we love football, isn't it? That on any day, even part-time players can give the big boys a run for their money.
Yeah, I think that's the romance is when a Premier League team goes to a side like Tamworth, who are a great non-league setup, but it's a small dressing room. It's got a couple of showers that don't even work if you put them all on at the same time.
One goes cold.
It's an artificial surface, and of course it makes it difficult, but we're still talking about elite level players. The fact that it's 3 shouldn't make a difference. You should still be way better than Tamworth, and yeah, I mean, it's just probably really frustrating for the manager that they just couldn't get it done in 90, and then it's a different outlook.